David Ornstein shares bombshell update on Rodrigo's move to Arsenal. Meanwhile, Arsenal makes shock move for defender Pep Guardiola, calls best left-sided center back in the world. Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. Journalist David Ornstein has shared a fresh update on Arsenal's transfer plans, including the club's stance on Rodrygo. Arsenal have been linked to Rodrigo as the Brazilian's future at Real Madrid remains unclear. What is clear is that Rodrigo wants to talk to Xabi Alonso before making a decision on his future, with the player's preference being to stay in Madrid. That won't, and hasn't, derailed Arsenal's desire to pursue the winger, who presents the perfect option for Mikel Arteta to add much-needed competition to his squad. David Ornstein shares Rodrigo to Arsenal transfer update. Rodrigo's family aren't happy with how he's being treated at the Bernabeu, believing that the 24-year-old deserves more game time. At Arsenal, there's no doubt that the Brazil international would be a protagonist, particularly as there's a vacancy to be exploited on the left flank amid Gabriel Martinelli's poor form. As Rodrigo returned to Real Madrid after nursing an injury, some feared that the winger was announcing his unavailability for transfer this summer, but there's assurance that Arsenal remain on the forwards trail. Taking to the Athletic's transfer deal sheet, renowned journalist David Ornstein confirmed that Rodrigo remains of interest to bolster the left side. Ornstein lifted the lid on how Arsenal feel about their chances of acquiring Rodrigo this summer, making it clear that a deal won't be easy to pull off. The Athletic understand that a deal is unlikely to come cheap, which could present a challenge for those at the Emirates. Considering that Rodrigo has a higher market value than Bukayo Saka, it's fair to say that the Brazilian won't be part of a bargain deal this summer if he were to leave Madrid. Having contributed to 118 goals and 267 appearances for Los Blancos, the reasons for Rodrigo being a costly acquisition are clear. Arsenal are aware now more than ever that money can indeed buy success, with Declan Rice's £105 million price tag never spoken about due to his quality. If the Gunners want to sign Rodrigo, a high fee will be needed, just as it will be to sign any top quality wide player this summer. Anthony Gordon is another name on Arsenal's radar for the left-wing position, a player who, with Premier League quality and representing a direct rival, will also not come with a forgiving asking price. This summer, the need to deliver a strong transfer window is higher than ever, meaning that, in some regards, overspending on a player might just have to happen. Arsenal makes shock move to sign player Pep Guardiola, called the best left central defender in the world. Arsenal are very busy in the summer transfer window. The Gunners haven't completed multiple deals like Pep Guardiola has at Manchester City, but Andrea Berta is still working really hard to bring in new signings. All eyes are on a new striker, while a top-class winger is a necessity as well. Martin Zubimendi is expected to arrive in the middle of the park to make Arsenal stronger, while Kepa is also on his way to Arsenal in goal. To add to all of the above, Arsenal need a backup defender, and they have approached signing a former Manchester City player. Arsenal have knocked on the door to sign Aymeric Laporte. Arsenal are on the market for a new defender this summer. Jakub Kiwior and Oleksandr Zinchenko could both leave the Emirates in the coming weeks, while Kieran Tierney has completed his return to Celtic. Arsenal still have options at the back, but bringing in a new defender, preferably someone who can play as a left center-back and left-back if required, would be a wise move. Lille's Alexandro Ribeiro has been linked with Arsenal, while longtime target Chorel Hato is said to be on the Gunners' radar again as well. Now, AS have revealed that Arsenal are among the clubs who have knocked on the door of Aymeric Laporte to see if they can sign him. The defender joined Al Nassr from Manchester City in the summer of 2023, and he could be on the move this summer. Along with Arsenal, European sides Athletic Club, Aston Villa, Inter and Napoli are also interested in signing Laporte before the start of the new season. What Pep Guardiola has said about Arsenal target Aymeric Laporte. Guardiola is widely regarded as the greatest manager in the history of football. The Spaniard has had a huge impact on many big-name coaches in the world today, including Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta, who worked as his assistant. Guardiola was always a big fan of Laporte, so much so that he once named him the best player in the world in his position. He said in January 2020, as per Men, "It's incredible, we have missed him a lot. He's the best left central defender in the world. Imagine the best teams in the world lose their best central defender. We miss him a lot because he's a specialist left foot where our build-up. He is fast, strong in the air. He has something that we don't have in the squad, his left foot and many actions to build up to make it quicker and better. We don't have it, not because the other ones are not good, but he has the only left foot as a central defender, and for the way we want to play, that is so important. His character and mentality and winning, he has all the attributes. For me, when he is fit, he is the best left central defender in the world. Fabio Vieiraa breaks silence on chances of Arsenal return amid Porto transfer links. Fabio Vieiraa is set to return to Arsenal for pre-season once Porto's exploits at the Club World Cup come to an end. The Portuguese playmaker had an indifferent season in the Primeira Liga, scoring 4 goals and registering 4 assists in the process. Now competing at the Club World Cup, Vieiraa was underwhelming in Porto's opening game against Palmeiras, struggling to influence the game as it ended 0-0. Despite this, Porto reportedly want to sign Vieiraa permanently this summer, but aren't optimistic that they'll be able to meet Arsenal's demands. Arsenal signed Vieiraa for around £34 million in the summer of 2022. There was hope that the creative midfielder would provide Martin Odegaard with genuine cover and competition, with a view to him eventually developing into an excellent player in his own right who could potentially hold down the left 8 position in Mikel Arteta's team. However, Vieiraa was granted few opportunities by the Spanish manager, and struggled to deal with the physicality of the Premier League on the rare occasion he did find himself on the pitch. Loaned out to Porto for the duration of the 2024/25 campaign, the 25-year-old impressed at times in his home nation, but lacked consistency. Despite this, the Portuguese giants are eager to acquire Vieiraa on a permanent basis, but are unlikely to be capable of paying the sort of fee Andrea Berta would want in order to sanction the player's departure. Asked about his future in the aftermath of Sunday night's match in New Jersey by Ebola, Vieiraa delivered a coy response. "Right now is not the ideal time to talk about these issues," he said. "I am now representing FC Porto, and I am 100% focused on this competition with my teammates. That is what matters to me. The rest will come later." Vieiraa was ultimately average for Porto this summer, showing his technical brilliance in glimpses, but ultimately not influencing games as much as you'd hope. Arsenal are linked with Victor Gyökeres, who dismantled the Portuguese top flight last season. However, there are question marks around whether the Swede can translate this form into English football. If there are question marks around Gyökeres based on what he's done in a weaker league, Vieirá's cromulent displays in this same division should be met with a lot of skepticism. It's clear that the midfielder isn't going to be good enough for the Premier League or Arsenal, and thus, the Gunners should accept any offer they can get for him this summer. And that wraps up today's biggest Arsenal news. If you enjoyed the update and want to stay on top of everything happening with the Gunners, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, Arsenal!